Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here for a late night video right here on Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video. Hit that subscribe button down below. Subscribe to all my other channels, which are in the description box. And as always, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and friend me on Facebook. And share this video all over the internet. Tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload. That's all you got to do. So simple. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on good old YouTube. And I'm not going to put the link tonight because I got to go to bed. So no chat tonight. But if you want to chime in and chat over the next 10-15 minutes, that's fine with me. But if not, that's fine. We'll probably do another chat maybe Wednesday night for our AEW review and Thursday for our NXT review. So come in the chat then, and I'll put the link out on Facebook and Twitter probably Wednesday night. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. But right now, on this late Tuesday night, April the 14th, 2020, if you're watching from somewhere else in the world, it's April the 15th, 2020, which is supposed to be tax day, but now it got moved up to July 15th, so still, you have to do your taxes, like Erwin R. Shyster used to say, IRS, Mike Rotunda, whatever you want to call him. So get to doing your taxes so you can get your stimulus check and your tax return. I'm still waiting for my stimulus check. Hopefully I'll be getting it very, very soon because I kind of need it. I'd like to have it right now, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, on this late Tuesday night, it is time for your late and out-of-date Monday Night Live Raw review for April the 13th, 2020, live from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. As now, WWE is now officially an essential business. I don't know how a sport is an essential business. Go figure. But President Trump gave Vince the okay to do shows in Orlando. The governor, I think the governor or the mayor said that they can still do it, even though there's still, I don't know who it is, the mayor, the governor wants them out. So they're sending police over to the Performance Center to get rid of them. Good luck with that. But I don't, personally, I don't see the WWE as essential business. I mean, it's entertainment, and entertainment is kind of like media, like the news. So that's media is an essential business. But I don't see the WWE, which is a sport, not sports entertainment, is a sport. Wrestling is a sport, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling is a sport. I just don't see it as an essential business. It makes no freaking sense. These fucking guys and girls are putting their life on the line every freaking week. But Vince, in his own fucking ego, wants to continue on. He doesn't want to take time off. He wants to put a show on every single week so he can collect the money. And he doesn't give two shits about his roster. Or the people that work for him. He doesn't give two shits about them. They're putting their lives on the line every time. God forbid, like, one of them gets COVID, and already 3 people got COVID. Bobby Lashley, Carmella, and Corey Graves. They had to isolate themselves. It's fucking retarded. Now we got 2 people in the room, so hello to you. Join the conversation. I mean, I'm not going to have a long conversation, but, I'm just going to do the review, put it up, edit it up, and go to bed. And, yep, the fake me is here, so you go bye-bye. That's all I got to say about that. You make a fake account of me, you going bye-bye. And you're getting flagged down for impersonation soon anyway, so bye-bye to you. Day 25 wannabes. Go fuck yourself, Dave. And take that cocksucker with you. go to hell. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, enough about that. Like I said, the WWE is not an essential business. It's just entertainment, and I don't know how entertainment is. Well, media, all forms of media are an essential business because we got to hear the news, we got to hear this and that. So that's a form of media that's essential. I understand that, but a wrestling program, which is a sport, go figure. Go figure. A sport is an essential business. A sport like wrestling is an essential business. And people are saying, do we really need wrestling? Not really. I mean, people that love wrestling like myself, I mean, I can go without wrestling for like a month. I can just watch whatever the fuck's on TV. I can watch Fox News all fucking day and all fucking night and all fucking weekend. I really don't care. I'll be kind of bored without wrestling, but I got other stuff I can watch. There's other things you can watch besides wrestling. I'm just saying. But, like I said, Vince wants to continue on, make his money, put his fucking company at risk for this fucking virus that's starting on the way down here in the Northeast, but still getting a lot of cases, almost getting 2 million cases worldwide, which is fucking insane. Hit almost, I think, 20 something thousand or 25,000 deaths here in the United States. New York has about, I lost count. I really lost count on how many deaths there are in New York City. But, the hospitalizations and the ICUs are still kind of going up and down. And Trump wants to reopen the country, the economy by May 1st. And that's that. And we're getting more fucking trolls as usual. I'm just going to block you. I really don't give two shits. So continue to make your fucking troll accounts and try to troll me and guys like WWEs because I was on his chat last night. Dave and his goons ruining his chat, but he didn't give two shits, and I don't give two shits. You're just nobodies with little tiny cocks, just like Sean's View. And we'll continue to kill Sean's View for as long as he lives, which won't be that long. Trust me. That's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, enough about that shit. Oh, I got the coronavirus now. All right, let's get to this review. I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up in a couple hours and go to work. All right, Raw was a okay show. Their first live show in a long time, as well as SmackDown. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of live shows from now on in the Performance Center because they really can't go anywhere else until this coronavirus ends, which we probably won't be ending until probably next year. So we probably won't have any fans in the stands this summer for SummerSlam. SummerSlam is probably not going to happen. Survivor Series might not even happen. Who knows? But that's all the way 7 months away. So who knows what's going to happen in the next 4 to 8 months. But hopefully we can start getting people into the stands and get over this fucking virus. I miss going to the shows. I miss going to WOW. And all the indie wrestling shows around the New Jersey area and New York area, Brooklyn area. I miss it. But I digress. So it is what it is. So hopefully we'll get back to normal and back to going to wrestling events in the near future. But it's probably going to take a long time. And concerts, we won't go to concerts until late next year, which is fucking insane. So bands are putting out their hard-earned albums, like In This Moment and Lamb of God and other bands like Testament. They're putting out new content, but they can't play it in front of a live crowd, which fucking sucks. And the only way they can get anything is from Sirius satellite radio right now. That's the only way you can hear them. You can't see them, but you can hear them. Well, if you're on YouTube and they have videos, they can still do videos. But most of the bands don't do a lot of videos off their album. They do maybe two or three or four at best. And In This Moment only has one new video out on of their new album, Mother, which was the In Between. I mean, they put out audio tracks of The Hunting Grounds and Mother and God Is She and Legacy and Mother and We Will Rock You, Fly Like an Eagle. I mean, I can go on. The entire album is they put out on YouTube already, just only done one video. But I'm hoping they do a video for either Hunting Ground or As Above, So Below. I would love to see both of those. But probably we'll see what happens with that. But I really miss In This Moment. I want to see In This Moment and rock out with them and have a bang over. You know what that is. If you don't know what a bang over is, it's not what you think it is. It's when you go to a heavy metal concert and you rock the fuck out, and your neck is like sore for like a good week and a half. But it is what it is. So anyway, Raw was interesting. It started off good, then started to tail off near the end. Had a pretty decent main event. We had a new faction forming, which was nice. And we now know who Drew McIntyre will be, whose next contender is. Well, his first defense of his WWE title, we know who it will be. And that's all I got to say about that. So we start the show off with some highlights of WrestleMania and from last week's show, which saw Drew McIntyre beat the Big Show. So that brings out the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. He comes out, and he says thank you to the fans for allowing him and the WWE stars to perform for the fans to come into your living room. He's pleased with the positive reaction to his championship win, that he beat Brock and then the Big Show shortly after that. And we see some highlights of that. He says he'll be a champion that shows up and defends his title, and anyone who serves a shot will get one. So they have to like knock on his door or something like that. And then we get Andrade, who came back from his little rib injury, and the lovely Selena Vega come out. And Selena calls Andrade the real champion of Raw, since he is the United States champion. And she compares Drew to Braveheart. She praises Drew and says Andrade was robbed of his WrestleMania moment due to injury. Drew cuts her off and says he remembers Andrade beat him for the NXT title and injured him when he torn his bicep. Oh, just ripped his bicep off. It was disgusting. So Drew says he'll give him a championship match. And then Andrade starts talking in broken English and says he's going to take his title tonight and become like Senor, whatever he said. Or no, he said like no more Senor Mr. Nice Guy or something like that. So we're going to see Andrade versus Drew McIntyre for the first time ever. Should be a pretty good match. Champion versus champion. And we'll see how that comes out. So not a bad segment. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that was pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, then we start the women's side of the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. And most of them were okay. One of them I just shook my head at. But I'll get to that in a little bit. We started off with my first wife, Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka except my dick. But you knew that already. She takes on Ruby Riott, who I don't know what happened to Ruby Riott. I mean, she comes back as a heel and does this whole thing with Liv Morgan, and then Sarah Logan gets involved. The whole Riott squad implodes during the Royal Rumble, and then she goes nowhere, and then she gets put in the Money in the Bank qualifying match, And basically, she put on a great match. This was a pretty hard-hitting match, but we all knew that who was going to win this. There was no way that Ruby Riott was going to get the win in this match. And it makes no sense that Asuka losing the women's titles to Alexa and Nikki, then losing the rematch. Everybody thought that Asuka and Kairi Sane were going to leave because really they had nothing for her. And now they put Asuka in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. And Asuka wins the match, obviously. And now we're seeing a new aggressive side of Asuka. So now they're actually going to push her again. Probably out the door. Spanish Archer herself with Kairi. And I'll get to Kairi in a little bit. But I really don't know what, but she thrives on these empty arena matches, and Ruby gave her a good fight. I mean, they brawled throughout. Asuka was choking her out in the ropes, dumps Ruby to the outside, and then she does the sliding knee strikes and just dancing, which made me happy. Because she can dance on my dick all the time. We go to break, we come back. Asuka controls in the ring, grounding and pounding on Ruby. Ruby counters back, goes for a near fall. And then she fires back some strikes. Asuka fires back. They go down. And then they go back and forth with strikes. Asuka controls until Ruby hits a kick. And then a cradle for a near fall. Asuka then locks in the arm bar, which I think Tom Phil's called the Asuka lock. I don't know why. And we had Jerry Lawler on commentary tonight, so we had a 3-man team for once. And I'll get to Jerry Lawler in a little bit as well. So Ruby counters and goes for a Riott kick. That gets counted, and Asuka locks in the ankle lock, something we haven't seen from Asuka. Then she hits a German suplex and then a running Shining Wizard for a near fall. Ruby fights off the Asuka lock, hits a running kick, and then another one. Then she hits the Northern Lariat for a near fall. She goes to the ropes and goes for a senton. It gets counted into the Asuka lock. Ruby then cradles off for a near fall. She fires back and then hits a flatliner for another near fall. And she transitions to the Rings of Saturn. And I thought Asuka was about to tap because Ruby was using her foot to kick her right in the fucking face. But Asuka counters into the Asuka lock. I mean, she just counted out of it, boom, into the Asuka lock. And Ruby just tapped right away because her shoulder was killing her during the match. So Asuka picks up the win. She advances into the women's Money in the Bank qualifier, Money in the Bank match. And she's one of the people that I think might win this one. But, with the other people that are in it, and I'll get to that in a minute, her chances are kind of slim. But it's still a good match from these two women. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after that, we get Charlie Caruso looking hot in that pink dress. Woo! Hot. And she talks to Asuka about her win. Asuka talks in Japanese, as always she does, because she doesn't speak much English. Easy peasy. She discusses the geopolitical ramifications of empty arena matches. Basically saying nobody is ready for Asuka. That's basically the gist of it. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with Asuka in the next coming weeks, and at Money in the Bank on May the 10th, coming up in about 4 weeks or so. More than 4 weeks. I think it's 4 weeks, but we'll see what happens with that. And Charlie was looking fine the whole night. That's all I got to say about that. All right, then we go to break. We come back with MVP, the man who's always balling, but not recently. He's here to announce that next week there are going to be 3 men's Money in the Bank qualifying matches, and they're all first-time ever matches. So we'll see Rey Mysterio, booyaka, taking on Murphy. That should be pretty good. We also got Alistair Black against Austin Theory. Nice little Evolve match, if you will. And then also next week, we got Apollo Crews taking on MVP. So MVP puts himself into this Money in the Bank qualifying match. And I guess you know who's going to win that match. It's going to be Apollo Crews. Because they're really pushing Apollo Crews now. Why? Why didn't you do it before? You left him in catering with Titus O'Neill and make him a jobber who's been jobbing in low to mid-card hell for months and almost like years. And now you're pushing this guy to get his little moment at Money in the Bank. He's not going to win. I mean, imagine if he won. Holy crap. The internet would be blowing up. But he's not going to win. There's no way in God's green earth that Apollo Crews is going to get the Money in the Bank briefcase. He'll come close, but not winning. But he'll have his moments. But that's all I got to say about that. So that should be good for this coming Monday night. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, then we get to our next match. Alistair Black taking on Orkin. So this was a hard-hitting match, pretty good match. They start off locking up. Alistair grounds and pounds until Orkin fights to his feet. Black takes him down. They break apart. And Black gets a cradle for a near fall. Continues to maintain control until Orkin dumped him to the floor. Black counters back with a springboard moonsault. And then he sends Orkin to the floor again as we go to break. Come back. Black counters the half and half suplex, but Orkin cuts him off and covers for a near fall. Knocks in the half crab. And Alistair gets out of it with some kicks and then falls with a knee bar. And Orkin escaped by the ropes. He locks on an arm bar until Orkin made the ropes again. Then they go back and forth. Black takes control, hits the sliding knee strike. And then Orkin cut him off with a vicious lariat for a near fall. Goes for the half and half again. Black counts out of it. Orkin follows with some chops. And then Alistair hits the running knee strike. Then he lifts Orkin up with his boot. Then boom, Black mass finishes it off. So Alistair Black gets another win under his belt. He's just been dominant over the last couple weeks. You know, with a dominant performance over Bobby Lashley and just, you know, against other jobbers, enhancement talents from NXT. Well, nothing really big. I mean, he needs a good match. And I think Austin Theory will give him a good match next week. I know Alistair Black's going to win and move on, but we shall see what happens. And we'll see what happens with that. So I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars after that. Then after that, Sarah Shriver comes out and interviews Alistair, who comments on next week's match was his game plan. And basically he says his game plan is that he plans to win. And we'll see what happens with that. I think he will win. And we'll move on from there. And that's that. All right, after that, we get the man, Becky Lynch, the 1-year plus women's champion of Raw. She arrives and comments on her WrestleMania win over Shayna Baszler. She says she told Shayna that it would be heart versus skill. Some called her arrogant, but maybe she let us think that. Shayna destroyed everyone on her way to her chance, so she played the Joker to give Shayna a false sense of dominance. So she will face anyone who wins the Money in the Bank ladder match to think they can beat her. And I think it's the obvious choice. And I'll get to that in a minute. But nice promo from Becky. So I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that was that. So we'll see what happens with Becky in the next coming weeks and who will be Ms. Money in the Bank and maybe cash in on her. We'll see. All right, after that, we got Charlie with Andrade and Selena Vega. We see a lot of Andrade and Selena Vega and company during the night. They interviewed about the match with Drew. Selena runs down Charlie and her questions and puts over Andrade as usual. She says he will continue to dominate, and he beat Drew before, and he's going to do it again. That's what Andrade said. He said, I beat him before, and they beat him again. So we'll see if that happens later on in the main event. So not a bad promo. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that was that. And then we move on. All right, then we get to our second women's Money in the Bank qualifying match. We had the Queen of Hearts, Shayna Baszler, taking on poor Sarah Logan. And Well, if you're Sarah Logan, nice knowing you, because this match lasted 1 minute. Shayna just beats her up, grounds and pounds, throwing some strikes, mauls the living bejesus out of Sarah. She can get one move in, and she goes for the arm, and then she just runs. She steps back and goes, bam! Breaks her arm. Sarah is screaming in pain, and the referee's like, stop the match, and they originally said it was a disqualification. So I'm like, wait a minute, how the hell does Sarah Logan get into the Money in the Bank ladder match? And they disqualify Shayna Baszler. And I put up on Twitter that's like, this is WWE's logic. They disqualify Shayna, but somehow she'll still make the match. So basically, Sarah Logan, she lost. Shayna wins by referee stoppage. So she's in the Money in the Bank qualifying match now. WWE logic for you. Go figure. So she's in, and she's the logical winner. Obviously, because they got nobody else in the match. They'll throw Natalya in, probably. They might put Liv Morgan in it. Probably a 5-woman match. Be Asuka, Shayna, Liv Morgan, Natalya, and somebody else. But we'll see what happens with that. And Nia Jax. I went over my notes, but yeah, Nia Jax. So that's your 5 or 6, maybe, if they put Natalya in, but who knows? So, not going to be a great women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it's going to be Shayna's match to win again. Nia's probably the wild card there because of her girth and everything. But I still think Shayna's going to win, and then she's going to cash in on Becky probably by SummerSlam. She's going to cash in before the summer's over. So Shayna's going to be the winner of that, and then Shayna's going to go on a nice long run with the belt. I don't think anybody's going to beat Shayna except for maybe Asuka or Becky. Well, if they do the draft again, you bring over somebody from Raw or SmackDown. Maybe you could throw Charlotte in there, but I really don't want Charlotte winning another belt. I really don't, because she's going to lose the NXT Women's title soon. I hope it's the EO, but it's not going to be EO. Sad. Damn. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So Shayna gets in a minute. Kind of a worthless match, so I didn't give it any rating. Gave it a dud. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, then we hear from Seth Rollins, and he's like looking really somber. He's like, I know you missed me. Just looking weird. And he comments on losing to Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And he says his career has been crucified. Oh, yeah. And your body. Was after Kevin came off the WrestleMania sign onto the table, it looked like Seth Rollins was done for. And then he lost with the stunner, and Kevin Owens got his WrestleMania moments. We don't know what Kevin Owens is going to go now, but who knows. But that's all I got to say about that. So we hear from Seth a lot during the rest of the night, and that's that. All right. After that, we get to our next match. Austin Theory taking on Akira Tozawa. Oh, yes. Match was we had Zelina Vega on commentary, and with Andrade and Angel Garza at ringside. Theory attacks at the bell until Tozawa counts back with some kicks. Theory stuns him off the ropes and ground and pounds. Lays the boots to Tozawa, falls for some more ground and pound. And then Tozawa makes the ropes. Theory falls for some chops, whips Tozawa to the buckles, and then goes for a near fall. Basically beating the crap out of Tozawa, but Tozawa came back, counts into a Hurricane Rana, falls with a cannonball to the floor, and then goes back in. Tozawa heads up top, hits a missile dropkick for a near fall. Then he falls with some rights, then locks in the octopus, but Theory counts into the ATL for the win. So Austin Theory gets the win before his match with Alistair Black. So not a bad match. So I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It was first major win on Raw, so whoop-de-damn-do. Don't care. And this was the match that everybody was talking about. And a lot of people giving Jerry Lawler a lot of hate on Twitter and everywhere else because he made a racist comment about Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa went for a moonsault and he hit the moonsault and he called it the ramen noodle moonsault. And then he's getting a lot of hate. He's being called a racist. I mean, but Jerry Law has been saying things like that since the Attitude Era. Did he get in trouble for that back then? No. Jim Ross did the same thing. Did he get in trouble? No. You know, only guys like Jim fucking Cornette gets in trouble for saying something Southern. But Jim Cornette fucking sucks. Like, we all know that. Fuck Jim Cornette, man. You fuck Vince Russo too, but bro. But that's all I really gotta say about that. And yeah, so Austin Theory picks up the win. Whoop-de-damn-do, gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Andrade and Garza come out. They beat the living big Jesus out of Tozawa. Andrade hits a top rope hammerlock DDT, which looked fucking vicious. So now we got a new faction with Austin Theory, Austin Theory, Garza, and Andrade with Selena Vega as their manager. So we'll see what happens with that. And we get more of this group coming up later, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Then it hyped the Drew McIntyre documentary. I can't even get it out of my mouth. That's what she said. On the award-winning WWE Network. Hoop-de-damn-do. So if you want to watch that, go ahead. I watched the Jimmy Snuka thing on Dark Side of the Ring, and that was fucking that was interesting. That was very interesting. The whole thing with Jimmy killing his wife and then people talking about it. It was just interesting. I still think the New Jack thing was fucking amazing. The New Jack thing was hilarious. Motherfucker. That was hilarious. I want to see that again. I hope they replay that. They should replay that and the Chris Benoit thing. I don't know if they will, but you know, maybe I can look it up on YouTube or somewhere. If anybody has like a link to where I can watch the New Jack documentary in full, put it down below or hit me up via Twitter or Facebook with the link, and then I'll watch the whole thing when I can. And that's that. All right, then we go to the back with the lovely Charlie Caruso. She interviews Rey Mysterio, who said that he's accomplished so much but has never won the Money in the Bank ladder match. He talks about Kane cashing in on him when he did win the Money in the Bank, when Kane won the Money in the Bank ladder match a couple years ago. I think he said 2000 he said 2010 was his best year because he won his second world title. Then he lost to that guy named Cena. It's fucking sad. Cena had to bury that guy. So mad. So he talks about that the Money in the Bank ladder match is dangerous. Says he has to beat Murphy next week to get there, and he puts him over, but says he wants to win more. So we'll see what happens with that. I think him or Murphy could be a good asset for that match. Put on some great moves and do some really crazy spots in that match. Maybe if you put Alistair Black in there too, you can do some dangerous spots. I mean, it's going to be a dangerous match with dangerous spots galore. But it's going to be an empty arena, so there's no crowd that'll go, oh my God! You can only say it at home. No Joey Styles, no Mauro Ranallo, or anybody. I don't even think Mauro's even coming back this week. Because now I think NXT is now live too. I think NXT will be live this week because they got the Cruiserweight tournament beginning. So that should be pretty much live. So we'll get live NXT this week. That should be nice. But are we going to get Mauro and Nigel? We're probably not going to get Nigel. Nigel's stuck in England. And we could just get Mauro and Beth Phoenix. And that's that. I mean, it could be okay. I really don't want to hear from Beth Phoenix, but, well, I'm sorry, Beth fucking Phoenix. But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I really don't want to hear from Tom Phillips and Sam Roberts again. Sam Roberts is horrible on commentary. He's just a horrible fucking person. I'd rather hear from Paul Rosenberg or Pete Rosenberg, than Sam Roberts. Really. Anybody but Sam Roberts. It just fucking sucks. That's all I gotta say about that. So we'll see what happens with Ray next week. I hope he wins, but odds are he may or may not. And that's that. All right, then we get another Seth Rollins promo saying that I'm still here for you and your Messiah has truly risen. So he's basically doing like an Easter type promo. Like he died at WrestleMania. 3 days later, he has risen from the dead. He really should have been wearing white doing that, not black. Because when Jesus came, rose from the dead, he was wearing white. I'm just saying. If he wants to be this Messiah, he was wearing white at WrestleMania. That was all fine and dandy. But I mean, you could still wear the white and be like, if you are truly risen, wear white, not black. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to give you some pointers there, Seth. I mean, come on. That's that. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, then we get to our next match. Angel Garza taking on Tehuti Miles. Before the match, Angel goes over to his smoking hot fiance who's doing camera work for him, I guess. She gives him a peck on the cheek, gives her a rose. You damn freaking do. Match was kind of blah, a squash match for Mr. Garza. Beats him up, looks over Tehuti, and then he rips off his pants, making his fiance wet in her pants. And the other ladies watching at home, and Rosa was even watching at home. She got hot and bothered. I could try to do it with these pants I have on now, but I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, he falls with some strikes. Then the tree of whoa, and then a running kick to the midsection. Then he finishes it off with the wing clipper, and that is that. So he gets the win. Match gave 1.5 out of 5 stars. And that's that. So Tehuti Miles, thanks for coming. Go back to NXT. So Garza gets the win. Whoop-de-damn do. And then after the match, they do the same thing that they did to Akira Tozawa. They beat him down, and Andrade hits the middle rope, the top rope, Hammerlock DDT, laying him out. So now it looks like a new faction has formed with Andrade, Austin Theory, and Angel Garza. We don't have a name for them yet. A lot of people calling them La Familia. People are calling them Los Ingobernables de Orlando, which sounds very gay. They should just be really called Los Ingobernables de WWE or something like that. Kind of play off You could kind of play off New Japan, even though New Japan does it better with Los Ingobernables de Japón with Naito and my good friend Hiromu Takahashi and Bushi and all the others that are in that group. I miss New Japan Pro Wrestling. I just do. And supposedly Japan is doing so good now. They were going to bring back... They brought back, I think, Stardom, and... They brought back a couple promotions, I think. But they haven't really brought back New Japan Pro Wrestling full-time. And I don't know when we're going to see New Japan. Probably won't happen in August at Wrestle Dynasty. That's probably not going to happen. I know we're just about 4 months away from it, but looks, signs are pointing to it not happening. And that's going to suck for a lot of people. Like this guy who wants to go to that so bad at the Garden. If there's one show that I would love to go to this year, it's Wrestle Dynasty. I don't care where I sit. I would just love to go to it. To be at the mecca of all wrestling, Madison Square Garden. Be in front of my people, all wrestling fans, and New Japan fans are just shooting the shit with everybody there. I'm not going to go to the meet and greet, obviously, because I would love to go to the meet and greet, but it's probably going to be a lot of money, which I kind of don't have. But just being there, I don't care if I sit in the freaking nosebleed seats up in section 235 or whatever. I will go to Wrestle Dynasty if it happens. I'm hoping it still happens. I don't know if they're gonna have the tickets go on sale. If it still happens, when they're gonna go on sale. They're probably gonna sell out automatically. So I'll probably have to go on StubHub to find one. Good. That's that. So another troll in the chat. So don't give two shits. That's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, now we got the Los Ingobernables version, the American version of Los Ingobernables in WWE, and we'll see what happens with them over the next coming weeks. And they look like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially with Selena Vega with them. But we'll see what happens with that. I was hoping they'd bring in El Fantasmo, whatever his fucking name is. You know, he's Mexican. You know, bring him in. They could still bring him in, make it a dominant faction, make it like an LWO kind of faction. You know, they won't get Rhea, obviously. But blah 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 blah. That's that. So we'll see what happens with Los Ingobernables, the WWE, in the next coming weeks, and that's that. All right, then we get the Kabuki Warriors. Oh yes, dancing around, looking all happy and everything. You know, they're in the back, and Kairi's like confident she's gonna beat Nia Jax. So we'll see what happens with that. And I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. Then we hear from Drew, who says he's never gotten what Andrade did to him in NXT. So he says he hurts and Claymore's Andrade, so he's gonna get the win. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get to what I think pissed me off the whole night. We get Nia Jax and Kairi Sane in our last women's qualifying match. Basically, this was a Nia Jax squash match. She beat the crap out of Kairi. I mean, Kairi got into a couple moves here and there, but Nia just beat the crap out of her. And I feel so sorry for Kairi. I really do. I mean, they built her up in NXT. She wins the belt twice. Or once or twice, I think. She was so good at NXT. Beats Shayna. And gets brought up to the main roster. Gets put up with Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors. Then they just throw her into this thing with the women's tag team belts. They hold her for a while. And then they lose them. And now Kairi's getting put in squash matches with Nia fucking Jax. That's why Kairi should fucking leave. I'm sorry. Kairi and Asuka should leave. After Money in the Bank, Kairi and Asuka should leave the WWE, go to AEW, and form a faction with Riott. Or Nyla Rose. That'd be an interesting faction. Asuka, Kairi, and Nyla Rose or Riott. That would be interesting. They should go to AEW. They'll be treated better. Or go back to Stardom. Because they're getting fucking misused in WWE. Another NXT person getting misused. Oh, another 2 people from NXT getting misused in Kairi and Asuka. Fucking pissed me off. So Nia Jax gets the win. Whoop the fucking do. Don't give 2 shits. I gave it negative 5 out of 5 stars. Fuck that shit. Kairi deserved better. Not a fucking squash match. And then she goes on Twitter and says, like, 7 times out of 10, I'll get back up. Something like that. I forget what she really said on Twitter, but WWE's just fucking her over. Really fucking her over. I need a fucking drink. Fucking her over so bad. It pisses me the fuck off. Kairi, really, Kairi, if I know you listen to me, baby, my second wife. I mean, really, go back to Japan. Or go back to NXT. Get repackaged in NXT with Asuka. Win the NXT title for the 3rd time with Asuka winning it for the 2nd time. Just go back to NXT. Just stay there. Don't come back up to the main roster. Go back to NXT and fight Charlotte, or fight, Mia Yim and EO. We can form a nice faction with EO, the Sky Pirates. We form the Sky Pirates with Asuka. Just call them the Sky Pirates now. Don't call them the Kabuki Warriors because it'll just sound really weird. But it'll go with it. I'll go with it, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is just Nia getting her shot. Whoop-de-damn-do. She's not going to win. I hope she doesn't win. We all know it's going to be Shayna, but I really don't hope. I hope it's not Nia. I really don't want to see Becky and Becky Lynch and Nia Jax go at it again. Horrible fucking matches they were. That's that. So, fuck WWE for ruining a great talent in Kairi Sane. And they're going to miss out on her when she leaves. When her and Asuka leave, bye-bye the women's division. And that's that. Fuck that shit. And that's that. All right, after that, we got the Queen, Charlotte Flair, the NXT Women's Champion. Comes out looking pretty sexy. She talks about her Rumble win and her NXT title win at WrestleMania. She says Rhea made the challenge and that got her attention. Now she's the champion, beating the next big thing. She's the queen and the biggest thing right now. She does a little history lesson. She said Vince knows this and chose her to save WrestleMania last year. And then he chose, and then Rhea chose her, blah, blah, blah. She says Rhea lacks humility and isn't on her level. And she said she will remind NXT of humility, and EO is next. And she's going to teach her a lesson. And that's basically it. Yeah, thanks for coming, Charlotte. You're going to teach everybody a lesson and continue to bore us half to death. I really hope EO beats the fuck out of her. I know it's not going to happen, but I want her to win. I really want her to I want Charlotte's NXT reign to end after like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or whenever this match is going to happen. I want it to end quickly. I want EO to be the champion and let her hold it for 3 years. Or at least a year. Let her and Mia Yim go to battle. Her and Candice continue their feud. I don't want Charlotte Flair just destroying the women's division of NXT, because I know she will. She'll beat Candice, she'll beat Aaliyah, beat Vanessa Bourne, beat Kaden Carter, whatever her name is. Beat Mia, beat EO, and there'll be nobody left for her to beat. She'll just go running amok in NXT, and she'll hold it for another fucking year. Until Rhea probably gets her rematch. And that's the only person I can beat her right now. Her and EO. Fucking sucks. And that's that for that. So I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. Don't care. All right, then we get reminded of Alistair Black beating Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania when Lana was just being a complete bitch. And then Bobby does his interview saying that, maybe I need a new manager or a new wife. So there's tension between Bobby Lashley and Lana, which continues on. So we get to Lashley taking on No Way Jose, No Way Jose, without his conga line, obviously, for obvious reasons. And this was a squash match for Lashley. Lasted 1 minute and 45 seconds. We had Lana at ringside screaming her fucking head off, pissing me the fuck off, and pissing Bobby off. He goes to the outside and says, "Can you just shut the fuck up?" And then he goes in. Jose curls him up for a near fall. Lashley falls with a spine buster. Then he hits the spear for the win. And everything's fine and dandy in the land of Bobby Lashley and Lana. Whoop-de-doo. Like nothing's ever happened. But Bobby's like looking at Lana like, "Get the fuck away from me, bitch." It's going to end. I'm going to be loving it because I don't want to see it no more. Let it end gracefully. I want a divorce. That's what's going to happen. They're going to get divorced. And at least it won't be like the divorce with her and Rusev on live TV. and Rusev couldn't even get into the building. And then he somehow got in, and then the whole thing started. Don't get me started with that crap. So I gave the match 1.5 out of 5 stars, and that was that. Whoop-de-damn, fucking you. All right, then we get Seth Rollins again, saying he's going to stomp out all doubt, whatever that means. But we'll get to that. Don't care. All right, then we get to the Viking Raiders, who were surprisingly on Raw. They take on Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. Not a bad match. Not that bad of a match. Starts with Ricochet and Eric. They counter each other. Eric mows them down, takes out Cedric, and then Ricochet and Cedric battle back. They dump Eric, and Cedric falls with a dodge to the outside as Ricochet hits a moonsault for a near fall. Ivar battles back. They double team, and a DDT falls for a near fall. Then Ivar is dumped to the floor. Eric tags in, quickly gets cut off, and they beat up Eric for a while. And then Eric misses a plancha. Ivar tags in, throws Ricochet into Cedric, falls with a suicide dive as a good break. We come back. Eric has control for Cedric, and they beat up Cedric for a while. Eventually, Ricochet comes in with a hot tag, runs wild, works over both opponents as hits a springboard clothesline, and then a running shooting star press for a near fall. Cedric comes in. The Viking Raiders cut him off as Ivar tags in. Then all for win in the ring. Ivar controls and double teams on Cedric, gets a near fall. Cedric battles back. Gets cut off, and Ricochet makes a save. Ricochet then gets taken out, and then they hit a really botched-looking Thor's hammer to finish it off. I don't know. Cedric might have messed up, or when Eric or Ivar fucked it up. They just look really bad. That's probably going to botch the next Botchamania. But still, it was kind of a fun match. Not bad. Gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that was that. So the Viking Raiders get the win. And they're looking forward to a match with the Street Profits for the tag team belts. And we'll see what happens with that. And we'll move on. All right, then we get Charlie and the Street Profits arrive. And then Montez Ford introduces his wife, Bianca Belair. She comes in. And then they comment on the Viking Raiders wanting a tag title shot. And then they talk about all the things Vikings have done. They say they even smell great. And Bianca's like, what the fuck you talking about? And her face was priceless. I was like, I agree with you. I was like, holy shit, shut the fuck up. Bianca's like, shut up. She's not impressed. Reminds them that they never beat the Viking Raiders. Yeah, that's true. And then she tells them to stop effing around and get that smoke. Yeah, stop being idiots and start wrestling. Stop talking out of your fucking asses. So she's trying to hype them all up. So we'll see what happens with the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits. Like, looks like they're going to be battling for the tag team belts. And probably the Street Profits will win because they've never beaten the Viking Raiders. And they'll probably get the win over the Viking Raiders and continue on as tag team champions because there's really no tag teams left. Except if the AOP come back, but I think Razor's hurt again. Just fucking figures. The AOP are just being misused. It feels like the Ascension again, getting misused. I'm glad the Revival are gone, and I think the AOP should be gone too. Because I think the Viking Raiders are going to be gone too because they're getting misused too. Another people from NXT just getting misused when they come onto the main roster. It's sad. It's fucking sad. If Vince kills them, Vince just uses his fucking input, he just kills them. I mean, and Bruce Pritchard and Paul Heyman, they come up with their ideas for them. They want to try to help them out. Can't do shit because Vince has to be plugging in his fucking, oh, I'm gonna make him a star, but I'm gonna ruin him. Hunter can't do shit, and these are his kids. It's Dusty's kids, but, it's Hunter's kids, too. Just ruining it. And Hunter must feel like a fucking jackass for bringing up these, having Vince bring up these guys that were such stars in NXT. And they're going to fuck up Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. They're going to fuck them up. They're going to fuck up Velveteen Dream. They're going to fuck up Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. And Candice LeRae, she comes up. They're going to fuck her up too. Everybody from NXT is going to get fucked up. And NXT is not going to be the same after that. They just stay in NXT for as long as they can. Another 2-3 years would be nice. Just don't come up to the main roster because you'll get misused. And that's all I got to say about that. So we'll see what happens. All right, then we get to the main event. Champion versus champion. Drew McIntyre taking on Andrade. We had Los Ingobernables, Austin Theory and Angel Garza at ringside. Selena was also at ringside. It was a pretty decent match. It was all right. It's also with Andrade attacking. Drew cuts him off. Follows with some chops and some strikes. Follows with a corner kick. And Andrade goes to the outside. Drew attacks him on the outside. Unloads on him with some chops. Then he gets distracted by Angel Garza. And Andrade sends him into the ring post a bunch of times. Attacks the injured arm that he injured in NXT. That torn, I think it was his right bicep. They go back in. Andrade starts focusing on the arm, which he does a lot in matches, which he really should use as a finishing hold. But it is what it is. Drew cuts him off with a clothesline, a big boot, and then a top rope clothesline. Andrade counters Future Shock into the back, the spinning back elbow, like a Juice effect, until Drew dumps him onto Austin Theory and Angel Garza at ringside. They go back in. Drew heads up top. Selena Vega gets on the apron, distracts him until Andrade attacks him. And he teases ripping Drew's arm out again. But Drew counters, hits an inverted Alabama slam. Then he sets up for the Claymore. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Knocks out Andrade. He picks up the win. And a solid, pretty fun match. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that was that. Then right after that, Seth Rollins comes out. And he arrives and lays out Drew with not one, but 2 curb stomps. And it looks like we're going to see Drew McIntyre against Seth Rollins, most likely at Money in the Bank. And I don't see a cash in there either, so just pointing that out. I don't. I would be surprised. I won't be surprised if there's a cash in at Money in the Bank, but I just don't see it happening. I think Drew's going to hold the belt for a couple more months, probably lose that SummerSlam, maybe in a cash in, but eventually he will lose via cash in to whoever wins the Money in the Bank briefcase match, which is kind of obvious who it might be. It's not going to be Brock again. But I'm thinking it might be Alistair Black, because it's not going to be Apollo Crews. Probably won't be Murphy or Rey Mysterio. And whoever else is in that match coming up. But we'll talk more about Money in the Bank when we find out the final participants in the match over the next coming weeks, and that's that. So Seth comes out, beats up Drew, sets up title match for Money in the Bank most likely, and then that's pretty much it. So that should be a good feud. Some nice promos. We'll see what happens with that on Monday Night Raw this coming week, if Drew gets his revenge or Seth continues his prophetic statement. And my cat's in his litter box pounding a storm. Knock it off. It's crazy. All right, so that's basically it. That ends Monday Night Raw. So that's all I got to say about Monday Night Raw. It was a pretty decent show with some good things happening. The Los Ingobernables faction forming was pretty good. I'm kind of interested in what they're going to do from here on out. And probably be involved in their match with Alistair Black. That should be interesting with Selena Vega at ringside, since Selena Vega and Alistair Black are married. That's how that's going to last. You know, Selena Vega's going to have second thoughts about some things, you know, where she has to stay professional, you know. See what happens with that. All right, that's it for my review. I'm going to go to bed because it's already after 2 o'clock. I have to get up at 7. So I'm going to take a little respite and then get up and then go to work, have my full day of work, and then come home, have a little late lunch, then watch AEW, and then do my review after that. And that's pretty much it. Then get back. Then I got to work early in the morning on Thursday. And then I'll come back Thursday night with my NXT review. And if anything else comes your way Wednesday or Thursday, I'll talk about that. If not, I'll just do my NXT review. And then that'll be it for most of the week until Friday when I do my SmackDown review. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So that's it for Raw. Once again, 6 out of 10 stars for the show. It was okay with the Money in the Bank qualifying matches on the women's side. Still pissed off about Kyrie. What are you going to do? Fuck Vince McMahon. Fuck the WWE for ruining her. And all the others from NXT. Fuck them. That's all I got to say about that. So thanks for watching. Go to bed, everybody. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. If you have any questions, put it down below in the comment section of this video or hit me up via Twitter at my Twitter link, which is in the description box. And you can also hit me up on Facebook. Just type in Peter Gilmore. You'll find me on Facebook somewhere and leave me a message. Or you leave me a comment or whatever you want with your questions, and we'll get to a Q&A sooner or later. Or we might do a live Q&A whenever I feel like it. You know, if I'm bored, maybe I'll just do a live Q&A session for a little while. I'm not going to do a long one, but as long as I get a lot of people in the room and no fucking trolls from that dickhead Chauncey Entertainment and his dick buddy Dave 25. Fuck both of them in the ass with a colonic. That's all I can say. We don't care about you. We don't care about both of you or your little friends. We don't care. Just trying to get shine on us when you're failing miserably. And that's all I can say about that. Fuck both of them in the ass. That's all I can say about that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gomez signing off. Peace out. Rock on. And if you're not down with that, fuck you, man. And that's it. I'm out. Peace, bitches.